You see, before, during, and after a detox, it requires a personal decision to live different. Even when the world is making other choices, you got to choose differently. And like I said before in Key 1, that is not easy, but it's necessary. And the thing is, it's not just one time. It's not one decision, one time. You're like, I'm going to eat healthy, good. Here we go. No, it's all the time, because you're going to go to your aunt's house and she's going to have some amazing brownies. Or you're going to go to your friend's house and they're going to have cake. Who knows what it is. And it's in those moments, it's all the time when you have to make the decision, no, I've committed myself to this. I am not going to fall into that. I have let go of those things, and I am reaching for what's new, for what God has for me. It is an ongoing decision to live different. And so maybe you're in this spot where you're like, it's hard, I can't do it. I can't make this decision all the time. Well, that is why God gave us people to encourage us. That is why God gave us His Spirit to strengthen us. God wants to help you along in that process. And if we want to see change in our world, then my friends, it has to begin in us. We have to be willing to be the change that we want to see. We can't beg the world to be different. We can't beg our friends to be different. If we're not willing to be different ourselves, if we're not willing to make that change first, it has to start with me. It has to start with what I do first. And then we'll see something different. You see, King Josiah, he knew that. In 2 Kings 23:25, it said, before him there was no king like him, who turned to the Lord with all his heart and all his soul and all his mind, according to the law of Moses. Nor did any like him arise after him. You see, no one before him and no one after him lived like Josiah did for the Lord. No one. Not even his father, not even his sons, who both ruled. No one. But Josiah, he said, I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to make this decision for me. He made a covenant to the Lord for himself. He served the Lord for himself. Did some people follow him? Yes. But even still, he did it anyways. He made that decision first for himself. And that's what I think is so amazing, what God is calling us to, is that no matter what the world does, no matter what your friends do, you have to do this for yourself. So this summer, as you are jumping into summer and all the fun that it can be, when your friends want you to do something or say something that you may not be comfortable with and you know isn't right, you have to be the one to say no. You have to be the one to do something different. When the world tells you to hate someone, you have to be the one to choose love and accept that person. When temptation tries to come at you and begs you to give in, you have to be the one to say no and resist it. When God is asking you to do something and your natural tendency is to say, no, God, I want to do it my own way, you have to be the one to humble yourself and say, God, I'll trust you and I'll do this. You have to. Each of us has to. We have to find the will within ourselves to say, I'm going to do this because I know that God is for me and I know that God has something better in store. We have to be the ones to make that decision again and again and again. So my question is for you tonight, what is it for you? What is it for you that you have to detox, that you need to flush out from your life, from your heart? It could be several things. But what is it that's hindering you from all that God's created you to be, all that God has in store for you? What is it? Because here's the thing, our world needs change. Our world needs a detox in the sense of revival. Our world needs an awakening for the Spirit of God to awaken everyone, all of us within it. But maybe that needs to start right here with us. Maybe that needs to start with me. And I would say that revival starts with cleaning out house, detoxing from what shouldn't be there so that God can reside in me in the ways that He wants to, so that I can be Jesus walking on this earth, so that I can reflect Jesus in everything that I do, so that then the world can see something different, and that then the world can want change.